Hey guys, Lilac here, and welcome to the Lilac 10, where once a month I take something anime and otaku related and create a top 10 list for you guys. Later on this month, I'm heading up to Boston for my third trip to Anime Boston, and of course, this got me thinking, what other conventions would I like to visit? So today, we're talking about my top 10 convention wish list. Those conventions that I would love to spend every cent that I have, just so I can visit these far off places. In creating this list, I did my own research, but I also wanted to get suggestions from other convention goers. So I went to Twitter and I asked what conventions I should look into. Enter Horror Hound Weekend. Horror Hound Weekend is a weekend of all things horror, with this year's convention taking place in Cincinnati, Ohio, March 21st to the 23rd. As a fan of the horror genre, this just seems like an amazing time. From the many films that grace the weekend to concerts and cosplay contests, it's like an anime convention, just more horrifying. As for some of the guests that they have lined up, this year brings in some Evil Dead fun, with the cast of Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, including the one and only Bruce Campbell. But if you don't like that, then that's okay, because there are plenty of other guests for you to meet and freak out over, my fellow horror fanatics. If you don't know this by now, I'm originally born and raised in Maine. We're not exactly known for having huge conventions. However, the past few years has given us 2 conventions, and in at number 9 is PortCon, Maine. PortCon takes place every year towards the end of June in Portland, Maine, and it's basically a smaller scaled convention for everything nerdy for myself and fellow Mainers. Starting in 2002 at the University of Southern Maine campus, for the past 11 years, the attendance of PortCon has grown from 200 to 2,500 in 2013. From tabletop gaming to anime showings, PortCon prides itself as the first and longest convention in Maine. And this year is no exception, as the variety of guests from voice actors to people in the video game industry grace the convention floor. One of these days I'll go to this convention. Kind of a shame that I haven't yet. I've always wanted to travel to far places, and one of those places happens to be England. So it comes as no surprise that London Anime Con makes my wish list at number 8. Taking place this year, June 28th and 29th, the London Anime and Gaming Con is an age 18 and up convention with plenty of anime and gaming. From anime cafes to retro gaming and even to some tournaments, the only reason I would want to go to this convention is to see how my fellow otakus in London would like to hold their conventions. There have been no announcements as of yet for guests, but they will slowly be coming out of the woodwork within the next couple of months. Alright, I'll stop with the accent now. MagFest, aka the Music and Gaming Festival, makes my wish list at number 7. I'm not really a gaming kind of girl, though I do love me some Batman Arkham games. But I feel like this is just one big nerdy party and I want to join it. This convention has the biggest variety of guests I've ever seen listed in any convention that I've looked into outside of Comic-Con. Voice actors, composers, designers, musicians, YouTubers, and much, much more. And you don't have to be a full-fledged gamer to even enjoy the convention. My good friend Noah Clue has been to MagFest a few times now, and if I recall correctly, he's not much of a gamer, but he got the high score on a Pac-Man arcade game that was on the convention floor. MagFest 2014 has already happened this past January in Maryland, and registration for 2015 MagFest won't occur until this summer. We head towards the Windy City for the next convention on my wish list, Anime Central. Taking place this year, May 16th to the 18th, AC is the biggest convention of the Midwest, and as expected, it's like Anime Boston, but for the people of the Midwest, and that isn't a bad thing at all. So you've got plenty of panels, games, concerts, and more to enjoy the weekend with. Not much has been announced yet in the way of guests, but J-pop artist Angela is scheduled to perform during the convention, and voice actor, sorry, give me a sec. Crispin Freeman is gonna be at Anime Central. Why? Why can't I go? I feel like it's time to give some love to my neighbors in the North, so Anime North makes my wish list at number 5. Taking place this year, May 23rd to the 25th in Toronto, Canada, is the premier fan-run anime convention in Canada. With contests, exhibits, and more, Anime North is also one of the larger conventions of North America, and it would be nice to see how my fellow Canadian otakus like to have their conventions. Nothing has been announced yet for guests, but contests and fashion show information are currently available. Also, seeing as how this is the convention that Arcada of Glass Reflection frequents every year, I hope to run into him if I ever go. You sir seem like an awesome guy to meet. Since I'm here in New York/New Jersey, I may as well see what conventions the area has to offer, and I found a rather interesting one in New York City. My number 4 convention on my wish list is New York Comic Con. New York Comic Con is the East Coast version of San Diego Comic Con, and I wouldn't mind getting into a different kind of convention like Horror Hound Weekend. I do like comics more along the lines of film and TV adaptations, but that doesn't mean I won't hate this convention entirely, as some anime does appear. Last year, Funimation came along with the crew from Lost Girl and even gave showings of Wolf Children and the latest Evangelion film. This convention also has a wide variety of guests, but mostly ranging in the comic book industry. But there are other celebrity guests that attend this convention, such as Felicia Day, Bobby Moynihan, and Will Shatner that attended last year, just to name a few. This year's convention is October 9th to the 12th at the Javits Center, and you can sign up to be on their mailing list right now so you'll know when tickets are available. I'm going back to my home state for my number 3 convention, Animane, also located in Portland, Maine. As I mentioned previously, PortCon and Animane are the 2 resident conventions in the state of Maine, and each are only separated by a few months, with Animane taking place this year, November 21st to the 23rd. Animane started in 2011-2012-ish by a small group of people from the website keepanimealive.org. What makes Animane really special is that it's funded by Anime Defense, a non-profit organization founded in 2010 to combat piracy and strengthen the anime community in North America. I can't think of any other conventions that use anti-piracy as the driving force of their convention, can you? As an otaku who tries to avoid piracy as much as humanly possible and is also from Maine, I can't help but be interested. Also, some of the staff members are people that I know, so if you guys ever need a guest for Animane, give me a call. I wouldn't know what the heck I was doing, but yeah. My number 2 convention on my wish list is Anime BlizzCon in Memphis, Tennessee. Heading into its 4th year this June, ABC has grown in popularity, probably because of some of the guests they had last year, such as Steve Blum, Wendy Lee, and Chris Patton. God, I'm so jelly right now. This year they've lined up a variety of guests, from voice actors Tom Wayland and Michelle Knotts to well-known YouTubers Cinnamon Toast Ken and Marble Hornets, both of which I enjoy a lot. But probably the biggest reason that this convention is so high on my list is it's become the big convention trip for members of the Bucket Forums. Dude, I want to meet people I've been talking to for the past few years. Why does it have to cost so much for me to get my butt down there? Last but not least, the number 1 convention that I really want to go to is Anime Expo in California. It's a no-brainer, don't you think? Anime Expo is the biggest anime convention of the United States, and it's no wonder with all the fun things that they have in store. Many industry panels are just filled to the brim with the biggest announcements of the year, such as the license rescues of many former Bandai titles at last year's convention, and many voice actors just come out in spades, such as the Panty and Stocking crew at the 2012 Expo. This year's Expo will be over the 4th of July weekend, and as of this video, guests that have been announced include Linda Valentine, Ron Rubin, and Kimura Yu. Who doesn't want to go to AX? It's like the big dream convention for every otaku who doesn't live in that area. Well, that's my convention wish list. Are there any conventions you're planning on attending this year? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if any of the conventions I mentioned in this video interests you, in the description there'll be links to all of them. And you can tell them that Lilac sent you, if you want. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out lilacanime.reviews.blogspot.com for more anime otaku craziness. Until next time, otaku on, my friends.